Okay, Corey, I'm just going to show you how some of the basic things we did in our defense. This is how we would line up our defense when the ball was on the hash. I had a call side. I hope you can see the cursor here. I had a call side, which is in blue, and the away side, which is in red. Call side, I would just say field. That means you go to the field. So these are my faster linebackers and faster corner, and then my slower linebackers, slower corner. There's only 3 on each side that had to flip. Everybody else was right and left. Then those guys would go to the short side of the field, the slower guys. So if you have those kind of guys, it might help. This is a cover 3 alignment. And then when the ball was in the middle of the field, and you could pause this video and read any of the stuff you want, but in the middle of the field, then we would line up to the strong side. So my X linebacker would make the call, lion or ram, which is left or right. You can call it just left or right, doesn't matter. And then you would line up your fast guys to the strength, whichever that is, the 2 receiver side. Or the wherever the best receiver is, or whatever you think you need to do. That's what coordinators do. So you just decide which is the important side. Okay. Then there's just some philosophical gobbledygook here, but this is what I wanted to show you is a pursuit drill. The pursuit drill is the drill where you pitch the ball. You're the coach standing behind cones, and I set up cones for tackle to tight end, right across from the line of scrimmage, and I would toss the ball to the guy in black, and then he would go to the primary force position, which is 1 yard by 1 yard off of the tight end in the alley. And then the will would have to go tag the outside jersey number, the MAC, and the free safety would tag the inside jersey number. And you can see who has what responsibility. It's all kind of in black and white there. This cutback counter insurance back here is the boundary corner and the devil. They have reverse counter and cutback insurance. So CCR is cutback counter reverse. So they just check. So you do this every day, at least once a day. And I would see the first practice, this is all we did. You're past this point, but you need to just do this every day to get kids to fit into the right gaps and know where they belong in each call. So I do this, this was how we started every practice. This is our warm-up. Instead of running around to warm up, we did this for warm up. Then we would stretch. I think it's a really good way to warm up. Okay, so that's a pursuit drill. I do have an animated version of it, but this is a PDF file, so you're not seeing it. These are the gap responsibilities, or actually the alignments of the defense, with 2 backs in the backfield. So you can, if you're interested enough, you could read what each responsibility is. You just pause and read that stuff. Defensive fits, I think it's important to know. I'm going to skip some of this because I don't think it's so relevant to you. The gap front is what I did want to talk to you about. Gap is that inside run stopper. So the strength is inside run, and you have a free linebacker. The weakness is you have some contain issues you have to talk about, and if they give you 2 tight ends, then the weakness is that. So you can see what the strength and weakness is. Here are all the responsibilities. You could freeze this screen, do a screen capture and print it if you want, take it out to practice. But the gap move is the tackle makes a 2-gap move into the A gap. You can see it's a 2-back deal, so you have a weak side outside linebacker or end that has the C gap, and the stack has the B gap. So you just crush the backside. I mean, there's nothing they can do. They cannot run inside. The ball has to spill. We no kidding, annihilated this the 2-back offense. Teams could not run it on us, and we just took them right out of it every time, and we forced teams out of the 2-back, and they'd have to do other things. There are things that you can do to it, jet sweep and some faster plays, bubble screen, but you basically are going to force teams to throw the ball. They're going if you execute this right. Here are some of the adjustments. The thing you run into is 2 tight ends becomes a real problem. So we would, whenever we saw 2 tight ends, like you see down here, 2 tight ends, no wide receivers, we made an adjustment, and there's the adjustment. We called it Bravo. So here are the adjustments to each of the formations. You can look through those and just do the best you can with those formations when you see them. Unbalanced lines cause problems. We just slide over one man. I just my guys would have to recognize 4 men on one side of the center, my linebackers, and we would make a slide call, slide right, slide left. 2 tight ends, no wide receivers. We use the term Ohio because there's a 0 on each end. So that means there's no wideouts, 0 wideouts on both sides. Ohio, that's why we use that term. These are just some other formations. But gap for 2 backs, it's a killer. It's a killer. I did not use it versus 1 back, even though I have it drawn up here. Maybe as a blitz call, I would use it, but that was it. Okay, so I just wanted you to see that stuff. I'm going to pause this and send it to you as a video so you can review it. Okay.